So what's up to the recording, everybody? So today is the first trading call of the year, and we got something important to keep in mind today. We already had some big news, and in 55 minutes, there's the FOMC meeting. So we'll see what that does to the chart. So we will go over that as well. So I was just playing some music, doing some chart work to see what can happen during the news. I don't know if I'm probably not going to trade too much. There has been good opportunities today, but the markets in the first week of the year are always a little unpredictable. So I don't know if you guys saw my analysis in the group. Like I've sent them in that I did for the day. The markets didn't even come near them because it's just plummeting them. Still waiting for gold to come there, slowly but steady. Gonna get into that trade. So you see my chart looks different. So I trade a little bit different. I try to bring a couple of strategies together, but that's like mostly the way I trade with volume. It looks completely overwhelming to you probably. But there's two things I want to talk to you guys about today. How are you guys emotionally with trading? Are you rather the person that, if you trade in the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute chart, that you would keep looking at your phone and you want to get quick in, quick out? Or are you the person that, analyzes for intraday or swing trading, meaning, you analyze the market and you may be waiting a day for it to reach your level and then it runs on for days till it goes off? Because that's an important thing that you need to think about yourself. So, for example, with the setup I have here with all the volume profiles and different colors you see, for me, like I'm trying to set the mood like to when I'm working again, because I know when I'm working, I don't have the time to trade at the best times. So I've looked for myself for a setup that I can analyze the markets and wait for the market to come to a certain level and snipe it. So I've just set it up today because I was just playing still around with some indicators. As you can see, I got multiple indicators here. So I can look at the weekly volume and let it shown to me. I can look at the monthly volume. I can look at the volume of the day. And on the right side, you always see the volume of whatever's on your chart, what's visible on it. So whenever I move it, it's moving with it. So that helps me to understand key levels in the markets to all types of timeframes. Because sometimes, I might want to look at some trades and kind of want to snipe the good ones out of it. I have the daily volume in here to also be able to kind of scalp trade the markets, because sometimes you have time and you'll be able to jump in. So type in the chat, what type of trader are you? Like, are you more the scalp trader that wants to get in during the day and out during the day, or are you somebody that wants to jump into the market and lets your trade run for a couple of days? Scalping for you. Okay, scalp day. Yeah, I'm the same, scalping and intraday. Scalp for sure. Okay, so let me then just shut all this off. So for scalp trading, it's important that you have the right tool, because scalp trading, you'll be looking at the 5 minute and the 1 minute chart. So to show you what kind of tools you can be using is, if you want to do it with kind of like the volume tool, it's a really nice indicator to show you volume levels, as you can see. But the cool thing about this indicator, the PVP, is I can switch it up to the inputs of not just a day, but I can put in periods of bars. So let's say I do 5 minutes and I want to show like every 12 bars. So every hour gives me a volume. Now it probably needs to load. Yeah, you see the eye running. So now, as you can see, I got the volume indicator for every hour of the market. That way, you know, with the developing points of control and everything like that, I'm able to see every hour's volume to maybe see levels to where the market might react again. So for example, if we just go through today's session in the morning, it wasn't really that nice. As you can see, it has trouble loading the volume profiles even here because it's not enough volume for 500 rows. So for this part, you would have to draw the volume profile yourself. Why do I show you this volume profile? Because you can also integrate it on the impulse. And I'm going to show you that too. Because it's just another way of really showing, like, because a lot of people, guys of you kind of shared interest in smart money. This is like really showing you the numbers of where people buy and sell. So for this, I can then go through my setup through the day and see, okay, where was the market before and where maybe, you know, at what levels might it react again. So for example, the developing point of control, like here for this hour, it's that hour from here to here. The point of control was down here, but it was developing through time here as well. So whenever the market touching that, it's dropping too. You know, you can snipe off that basically. So whenever the market is touching the lines, you can trade off that as well. So that way you can go down to the style that you want it to. Let's say you only want to have every 15 minutes. This will be a big chart right now. Big. Oh, yeah, it's loading. And then we need to zoom in a little bit and make it to the front so that we see it in front of the candles. So that way you can kind of narrow it down. Don't need to do it like that. Like I do it on the 1 day, and that's about it for me, because you see once it's loading, you can see that the developing point of control, you see the same point of control. So the thinner line is something I would want to trade off of. So you can see it jump. Here we have a nice reaction right there. This was a nice clean sell right there to sell it to the downside. Here you had two more that are visible. So this is just to show you that you maybe need more like confirmations, like real-time confirmations on the markets to scalp. This is just to give you a little bit of impulse. Funny thing, like this was not a joke that I wanted to do, but you know, just to give you more confirmations or tools to help you out with your scalping. Because in the end, you can draw trend lines and everything like that, but the market is based off real numbers where people really sell and buy. So scalping, you do 1 minute and 5 minute, right? So you can hear indicators. You can, for example, do the, oh, why doesn't it have the, but it has this one. So you can do this one, and it shows you whatever volume you have visible on the chart. So you can do that one, or SVP session. No, let's see, volume, price volume trend. What's that? No. Okay. So you can use the SVP that I have on the right side here to kind of help you to show, okay, where is really a big volume level, and to set it up like to, oh, can I double click the indicator? Yeah. To set it up, what you can do is you would do your row size to, what do I have here? 1,000. And then volume is total, and then you can do your style. You can leave the style like this. You don't need the developing point of control. But that way, you can too see, where do I set my stop loss and where do I set my take profit? So for example, let's see if we find a good example on a trade today that you could have taken with the impulse, and then how to use this indicator. I just want to see if I can bring it to the front. Unfortunately not. Okay, doesn't matter. So let's see. So here we were moving, here we were starting to get buys. So this was a good buy here. So here, let's just zoom it in so that we don't see the right side of it. It's a tough one if you don't have the replay tool in here. So this was a good buy. Let's just zoom it out a little. It still wants to do like this. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it though. So you can see there's lots of volume going on in here. So where would you place your stop loss? Well, you never know where the market can move to until you actually see volume, because fib levels are really accurate and volume is really accurate. But if you just go off of zones that you think of, like that you think in your mind when you say, okay, this is the support zone, for example, here, and you're going to move your stop loss at the bottom of it, it will be really tough because it's a zone that you made up in your mind. So it's really important that when you set stop losses and start trading and scalping, that you don't base your stop loss off of your own personal opinion, because you could get a lot of stop loss hits when you're scalping. Because what's your stop loss? Maybe 5, 6, 7 pips, 10 pips, and you go for 30 pips return. What can help you with it is either the tool I just showed you. Oh, that's actually, can we throw it away? We'll probably have to. Is either the tool to show that I showed you with the volume that you can use. But I would always then, if you want to do it, jump to the trading view and draw the volume there, because it's more accurate. You can draw it yourself. Or you use the Bollinger Bands, because that is the level of volatility that the market can reach down to. So for example, this was a clean go with the close of this candle, and I would have set the stop loss at least 10 pips. That's just my personal opinion. But some people are a little bit more risky, but I would do it to the start of the gray zone below it, because then you're sure that the market might move up further, or you do it at the bottom of it if it fits with your risk to reward. But that's just something that you need to play around with, back test it, what stop loss works best for you. So back testing is something really, really important for it, because back testing gives you the opportunity to well, how do I say it best? Backtesting gives you the opportunity to go in let's say in a weekend, through a year worth of data with the market. So it's really, really an opportunity for you to collect data and also test what stop losses works best for you. So that's something really important to keep in mind. For intraday, it's a little bit more easier to do it, because you mostly look for your entries on the 15-minute, but you analyze on the 1-hour chart. That's how I do it. I still look at the 15-minute most of the time, because sometimes you see a setup coming that just fits. Let's turn those back on, that you could have taken. So for example, like this sell up here, Let's see if we find other examples. Oh yeah, I saw a good example today on GJ. I was expecting the market to drop lower to the monthly levels and weekly levels, but I don't know if there were news in Japan today. Let's actually check. No, it was British news. Okay. So this made it skyrocket right after the news. But as you can see, the thin red line here is an extension of the point of control where it was at the beginning of the year. The red is always the monthly volume. So that way, for example, I can get into trades. So it's just another visualization for me. And then if you look at the hourly chart, maybe I was a little bit late with it because you could see that the monthly volume was there already, but I mean, the month is 3 days old. So we are moving to, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
all good.
About this on GJ, I was looking at GJ as well today, and for me this rise was pretty out of nowhere, and I didn't really get where it came from because there was some news on the British side, like you said, but GBP USD wasn't really, yeah, it did move up, but it wasn't this crazy like GJ did.
Yeah, that was the same thing. I was pretty surprised. Like I said, I was looking at this move down here and wanted to buy from down here because you also have, if you go from smart money concepts, you have a nice big imbalance and an area of where price didn't mitigate out of. So I thought the market might drop down here. If we just look at the volume from that push, one bar to the left, and then there's, so you can see like this area has no volume in it. So I was like, okay, market should drop, but it didn't. And then if you look at this area where the market actually pushed up, that's why the point of control didn't move too. Like the green line is from this to the side where the visible field. So you see that it's still down here, like mostly, or like in this constellation before the push up, because there was not too much volume on this push up. There was a lot of market manipulation during the news. So those, we would have to narrow it down to, let's see if it shows us on the 5-minute. There was multiple imbalances in those pushes, and like the banks tried to push up the market so that people pick up on it. And you can see there was still some resistance at certain levels. And what we also could do is values. And let's actually don't do total, let's do up, down. And I want to see the values of it. So let's actually just go into the settings quick so that you understand. The down volume is the lighter one and the up volume is the darker one. So that you understand where it's coming from. So you see that the sellers were actually stronger. Like you see the resistance that it came up. Like the sellers were stronger, but like there were more volume in sales. But the banks, there were more people trading it, but the banks pushed it up too hard. Then eventually the buyers took over. Like I thought maybe the market drops here again, but this was an unexpected push that came through the news. So that's why I said the news this week are crazy. It's something to be really aware of. Don't overtrade this week. As you can see here in the 1 minute, those candles have like no real volume in, because when the volume is like stable like this, it's most of the time it's market manipulation. Because if something picks up in volume and people start trading it because it's going up, because that's natural, right? People join into a trade because they fear of missing out. So they join into a trade. So you see volumes spike up. So that's why you see those hills, because then people start picking it up, and also people that want to sell it. want to go against the trend. But when you see this, you know it's market manipulation most of the time. So it's like big banks jumping into the markets and pushing it up. So that's something to be really aware of this week, because we have so big news. Like, I don't even think to the rest of the week we still have, we have the employment change for the US coming up tomorrow, and Friday you got the non-farm payrolls. So Friday will be a day I will probably do not enter a trade. Like, I will stay away from it, because there's three, like, NFP is always consistent of three, but then you also have the ISM services. It's also big news. Canadian has big news. So there's too much that's coming information into the market in this first week that I'm not going to jump into a trade this Friday. Then next week is a little bit more chill. So you have CPI news again on Thursday, but that's nothing too hard. You got them a lot of times, so that's something. So that's why we're doing the trading session today also, because let's see if we can duplicate what we did last time with the news, right? No financial advice. I'm just saying it out here. I don't want anybody to take the trade, but as you can see, like, this is the point of control of yesterday. Like, this market is so unpredictable. Like, I would have expected this market to drop from here. Maybe it's going to drop from here, from the blue line, because that's the weekly volume of the week of December. So that's from the week from Christmas, after Christmas, the week. So I expect it to drop from there. If not, for GJ, you have a lot of room to the upside. And then we are at price levels where we were right before Christmas. So I don't even know where is a good setup here for GJ, for example. So let's go to the US pairs, because that's going to be interesting. So we've been in a really big consolidation today, like from early in the morning till now. This market has been moving in a range. It's no real breakout here. The structure is really unpredictable as well. As you can see, it was bullish, and then it started to turn bearish as it broke here. Then it was showing signs that, it might go up again, but eventually this market is still trapped in this channel. So that what the news can do is either the market will fall to the levels of down here. So this is like my prediction for Euro USD, so that it drops to the monthly and weekly and daily, like it's all overlapping, and does a push up, or really, really unexpected move to the upside, that it pushes up, breaks out of the channel, and then goes for a sell. But I don't think that the euro is strong enough that this setup might occur, because the euro is still weak. If we look at the currency strength meter, you can see the euro is still weak. The US dollar is also weak. But if you factor in like all the energy things that we have right now in Europe and everything like that, then it doesn't make sense to me that the euro might be stronger than the dollar. So it's just something to keep in mind when trading this week, that a lot of the major pairs that we usually look at don't look too bad. Don't look too good. As you can see here, GJ, British pound is super, super strong, and Japanese yen. I don't know why, but I don't know. How do I explain this? In the last couple of years, there's always been something that since I was trading, that the Japanese are super, super weak in the beginning of the year. And Japanese yen super, super weak in the beginning of the year. And I've seen a lot of people actually profit loads off it. So if we go to it, of course, it's bugging right now. And as you can see daily, we're still on the downtrend. Like daily, nothing changed. So for British pound, for example, and Japanese yen. But like if we go to last year, kind of the same thing happened during the end of the year and beginning of the year. And then this was the end of the first week, and then it started to go down. But as you can see, like the last week of the year 2021 and the first week of the year 2022, like same thing happened here. So history always kind of repeats itself. And that's something you should look at too if you actually trade on the longer term or if you want to identify trends. So let's go through some pairs. Anybody has a pair that they want to look at? This is my prediction for USD Canadian dollar. And as we can see in the strength meter, Canadian is stronger than US. So I don't know if this will hold, but maybe the news will push it up and then it will drop. GBP NZD, I'm actually in a trade right now. With that, from which level did I enter the trade though? I'll have to check on my phone. Yeah, I'm in drawdown right now because I was expecting the market to. I entered at this, and it dropped here. So we'll see what happens there. GBP USD, same range, kind of like Euro USD over there. So it's really consolidating. And to me, I don't know what to expect. This is the previous month's volume high. British pound is stronger than the US. Depending on the news, this could actually fall. And if it falls, I would love to see it clear this imbalance and then react off of the level at the bottom here. So this would be something nice to see. What is on the left side like the mountain, please? This is just the volume, Ali. This is like showing how many people are buying and selling the market. So this is like a visualization of the volume of people buying and selling. NZD-JPY, it's just pushing like crazy. Same thing like British pound, Japanese yen. Nice thing too is though, that's why I like the impulse. I haven't looked at it too much today though. For example, let's see, where do we have it? You could have gotten into those pushes actually with the impulse. That's the nice thing about this tool, because it shows you with the indicators like potential when the market is oversold or overbought to jump in. So as you can see, before the market made this big push, there was a potential like this was the entry signal kind of, and after this candle close, and then a 10 pip stop loss would have been probably enough. Let's see. Yeah, of course, because I said enter here. Yeah, it actually, maybe the spread would have killed you. So if you would have moved it a little bit lower below the candle just to make sure, could have taken this whole move up. So that's the nice thing about the impulse. That's why I'm still using it too, even though my whole setup is different. But that's what Cedric said. You can use the impulse as another form of confirmation and the short-term confirmation for sure. Same with NZD-JPY. We just looked at before the big push up. There was multiple entries. Here the lines didn't cross yet, but here they started to cross. So at the cross of the two MAs, stop loss below this nice low, and you was still able to get a 1 to 3 out of it, even way more than that. So that's what I'm doing this week. I'm practicing a lot of how I'm combining my two strategies with it. So Euro USD, because that's the most exciting one for the news. I think we're gonna see a buy, because the market is just looking and is charged up kind of for that. We still, on the 1 hour chart, need to clear some levels to really be bullish. This is the lower low, this is the lower high. This was the news of yesterday. So this is something you can see, like the whole news of yesterday almost got clear. Like you see the low volume over here, almost all of that imbalances got cleared out. So I see, in my opinion, that the market will push up and do one of the three scenarios. Either this weekly point or this monthly point, and then push down. Maybe it will take the liquidity up here. Where's the little penguin? Take out the liquidity over here and then react off here. Because that's pretty much it. If it will push higher up to here, we're going to see a whole bullish move. Then the gates are open for the market to really climb up again. And those are levels we haven't been at in, half a year, because the euro is so weak. So we'll see what happens with the news. So if we kind of want to do it like last time, we would jump onto the 5 minutes. But before we do that, why do you use that volume indicator? How you use the given indicator? So one of the educators I found when I was starting with the IM Academy was pretty much really close to when I started, was Anastasia. And she trades with the volume profile. And then I saw multiple hedge fund traders on Instagram. Like you see those gurus try to sell their courses. That's a person that I saw, and I saw that he's built like in a video of his that big banks use the same tool. They have a couple more tools where they actually show the volume, like how many sells and buys there are in each candle. But this like technology that you pay like 3,000, 4,000 euros in to even get access to it. But this tool, a lot of people use, like big banks use and everything like that. And why do I use it? Because it shows me perfectly, like let's say I take this one away. So let's say I want to analyze now. Where can I get into the market? So let me actually take them all away quick here for a second. So let's say we are here and I want to find out where can the market react. So I can then go either do the volume over the push up and see where volume was at, or I do it over the consolidation zones where the market was ranging until it broke out. And then I know, okay, here was a big spike and the market is most likely to react at this point. And funny enough, it matches with the zone where I drew in before, because that was the same indicator. But also I like this tool because let's delete this range here. If I want to look at imbalances, so this is when the push stopped. This is when it started. So you can see that this candle has imbalances in it. So the market most likely will clear it out. And then at the end, you have a spike in volume, and that's most likely where the market reacts. Doesn't always need to react spot on, but this was a nice level to enter the market for a nice quick short. Stop loss above this high. It's not the best risk to reward, but aiming for that low is a nice 1 to 2. Still on the way there. And I know that the market might react off of this volume down here. So if we extend it to the consolidation, then you can see that this is a high volume area, and the red line is actually the highest peak in volume. So this is most of the time the part where the market reacts off of. So it helps me setting stop losses and take profits. Like that's the way I usually used to trade a lot. Same for other things like gold. I can look into the chart and draw this volume tool to actually see where's my volume at in the push up. Where can the market retrace to? It's kind of like the Fibonacci. The Fibonacci is just based on mathematics. The volume tool is based on real numbers. And I think if I reduce, let's actually make them black. And if I reduce my rows to, let's say, 50 rows, there's the volume numbers. So there you can see that you have 2,500K at 2.5K versus 1.1K in pushes up versus down. So if you use it with the values, you can actually see how many trades there are. So for example, let's say we want to use it just on this push down. Wait 1 second. Let's see if we have a nice imbalance where the market traded into before. I think on oil there was something nice. The other day, yeah, here. So this is still too many rows. Still 30, or maybe this broker doesn't provide me with the numbers. Yeah, it does. So here you can see a real imbalance. So that's what I mean when you see with the volume, when it's kind of flat. There was no buys in it. This was just sells. This doesn't happen. This is not naturally. This is an imbalance. Because when somebody's buying, selling, somebody's buying naturally. It just is what it is. And that you could see how the market trades up right into the imbalance. That's why we always draw up the zone where the price hasn't mitigated out of yet. And then you can see how it beautifully jumps in there. And then at one point shows you signs of distribution. And then you're off to go. So that's something, that's why I like the volume tool. I don't use the numbers. I always just do total volume because I don't care if there were more buyers and sellers. That's why I have usually the setups for it that I use, like no values, and I have no up down. I have total volume, and then I do more rows just to have a finer view of it. So with that, I always do 500. So I have finer details of the volume actually. That's why I use this tool. I really like it, but it's what do you like? It's just a tool that everybody can use on each strategy. It doesn't matter what way you trade. It's just something to show you if that move makes sense. So what did Geo trade today? Was GBP USD that? No.
Thanks for the explanation, Chris, by the way.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I had one more thing, because the market reacts on the certain point where there's a lot of volume. You see in the tool, you see there's a lot of volume and the price reacts to it. Do you know the psychology behind it, why it moves when it comes to a certain point?
Well,
a lot of volume.
People that bought there already. So let's say, let me find a good example actually. Let me find a good example of where this was true. Nope. So where do I have a nice retracement and where did it bounce off? Like I want to find a nice snipe kind of, you know what I mean? Maybe not in here, maybe in gold, because I deleted my old drawings, unfortunately. Oh yeah, here I drew in the red line. So for example, here, beginning of the year, you have this range the market was in until it broke out. This is the red line. So you see the market made a big push and came back down and reacted of it. So what happens is a lot of people already bought here.
Yep.
A lot of people were trading at that zone. So when it comes to that zone, it's kind of like with crypto. When you bought Bitcoin at, let's say, 10K, if it drops down to 10K again, would you buy again? Of course. So that's the psychology behind it, that people kind of are protecting their levels they bought in.
That's logical. Thank you.
That's for the most of the traders. What
Yeah.
banks do is banks kind of sometimes take out your stop loss, like the liquidity grabs and stuff like that. So for example, here you have liquidity both here and both here. What the banks do, instead of keeping the market down, they've shot up again, pushed the market down to then go up.
Wouldn't you expect that below the red line, there's a lot of...
Yeah, but this was the beginning of the year. This was like the opening level of the year. So the market before that was just below it. So there was no, if you look at it, like that's why I always say look at the higher time frames. Like if you look at it, the market has been below this point for the whole, what was it, half a year, I think? Yeah. It's like in the summer it was at that point. So of course they want to reach new levels again, because what do everybody wants, and especially the banks want? They want it to go higher again so that they have a better price for selling it off. So that's like the if you look at this market structure, it's like it was ranging, and then today it just shot up. Now it's ranging again. Could be that the market is coming down to this is a range as well, and then this candle here was the first breakout. So we look at the volume to here, that the market might push down till here, right where the blue line is at, and then it's going up again.
Okay.
Because there's people that bought here, have their stop losses below this low. People that buy right now, stop loss below here. So that's something always keep in mind. That's why I have this, use this tool to kind of see levels where actually volume is happening. That's why I use this one too. So whenever I move the chart, I see what volume matters for the area I'm looking at right now. And as you can see, this is the same point.
All right, maybe a little bit of question off topic, but can you use it also for scalping methods?
Yeah.
Like...
So when you want to scalp with the tool, you can still use this. And like I said, I have the weekly and the monthly volume in as well. So the red thin lines are like the developing point of control. So it's like when the point of control is moving. Let me show it to you on the daily here once it's loading. So you can see here when the day started off, the volume was high down here. So during the day, it's developing. You know what I mean? Like it then shot up to here, and now it's at this level where this line is at. So those two lines down here are the same for the weekly and the monthly. So as I was saying earlier, it made a touch here, so I can use it to scalp. 5-minute chart. Get into here, stop loss above the high, because I'm just a little bit more safe. And then could be a nice 1 to 2, 2.5. If your stop loss was high enough, it even was a nice 1 to 3.
Yeah, man. Nice.
So that's the thing. Like you can use it for scalping, and you can change this indicator. Like I said, here in the settings, you can change it to bar, and then type in how many bars you want. So let's say 10 bars, then, or 12 bars, then it would be the volume would be over every hour. So you can go into detail. Now it's loading. Study error, calculation timed out, remove the indicator. Probably gotta do the row size to 50. See if that works. Yeah, this works. So now you see the volume is displayed over every hour of the day. That way you can detail it down and actually use it for scalping. Because then you know this level here, where the market actually reacted off of, was a point of control of this consolidation here. Also this, so that those were pretty close to each other, so you know, could have entered here for a sell. And then for the SPY, well, this one is a little bit difficult, but during the hour it broke above it. But this I would have not taken. But you can use it. Let's say, let's look at Euro USD today. You could have taken this sell, but the stop loss is a tricky one. I would have probably placed it, if we would have taken it right at the point, really above the wick here, and it would have not been the nicest risk to reward ratio. But like sometimes rather be a little bit more secure with it. So for now, for the news, we have a lot of volume down here. So what the market can do is it can actually go to this red line, and we could see a buy from here. If it does come to this line, then we could buy it up. And let's aim for a 1 to 3, just above the highs. Or it goes lower, but I wouldn't sell it. Well, if we would sell it, like kind of like last time, we could sell it potentially because the volume is the highest right now here. So we could potentially sell to buy it. So here would be the take profit. And the stop loss I would probably place above this high here. Now let's place it like this. So one of the two scenarios might play out. We'll see. We have 9 minutes left to see what can happen. Anybody got any questions? Feel free to just ask them away.
Why wouldn't you put the stop loss of the left order below the lows, below the wicks from the?
Oh, you could do it below the wicks too.
Okay.
It's just news, you know. If it shoots down here, I rather risk a little less. But yeah, you're right. We could do it like this. Still have a nice risk to reward. We can even adjust to take profit too, if we think a little bit bigger, to still be a 1 to 3, because we saw last time what happened. So the market potentially can drop down to here. We still have some price left that has not been mitigated out of. So it could potentially, you know, that's why I drew down this here. We could potentially also just enter the trade here, wait for it to drop, and then buy it up. And then aim for those highs, for the high volume. And then the stop loss below this point of control over here. Because this is also the weekly and the monthly level. So like the whole week, this level has been interesting. So both of them are possible. Oh yeah, this was the green line before. This area where it's at. Now I can't find it again. Let's just go with this. So either two can be happening in the next couple minutes. So this is just Euro USD. We can also look at S&P 500. Here I would say, yeah, the market already cleared out the imbalance. This was actually a nice play. It happened right before the session. It went down, cleared the imbalance. Second candle was the go. And then it was not a 1 to 3, but a 1 to 2. This is always something I would aim for. Always at least 2% or 2 times big as of a take profit than stop loss. So that's something I'm playing around with this week a lot. I'm analyzing a lot of charts. Ooh, this was a smooth one. This one even here. So that's the way how you can use it for scalping. Here's a good example. So this is the NASDAQ 100. So let's actually take this one out quick here. So you can see this is the daily volume, right? So this was the point of control before. Beautiful. So this is how you can use it for sniping. And then you would place your order a little bit above that, just to with a buy limit or something, and then below the low. And then it was a nice one. So that's how you can use this tool for scalping.
Right.
So I would expect this market actually to drop. So 1 hour time frame, it's super consolidating, but this was the news of yesterday. See what it did there. So I expect the same move. I expect the same thing to happen. Oh, today, I mean, not yesterday. So I mean, I expect really the same kind of crazy outwards move to the downside before it then goes up, because this, you know, Nasdaq, for example, has been in a range since Christmas. S&P kind of the same. So I expect the same kind of things to happen here. And then for dollar wise, that's why I looked at the dollar index before. The dollar index is like been on a fall for today. So I think that we can see a big push in Euro USD, because the dollar, I think it can be weak now. So the market might fall, like if this dollar index, yeah, I think it can go for those lows. Like if it clears, if it comes to this area here, it already went down to it this morning, but I can see the market moving to, let's actually use a square, down to this area. And if that happens, then we're going to see on Euro USD a big push up.
Keep an eye on the time, by the way. 4 minutes for the FOMC.
Yes, sir. So let's do it on. I wish I could do 15 or 30 seconds, but you need to be on Pro for that. Just on premium. What's actually the upgrade? Let's check. Oh yeah, that's my current. $30. Fuck off, guys. I don't need that. How can I go back? I don't. Oh. Because on seconds, you can see like a lot, but the minute chart is fine as well. And as you can see, it shows us now every 12 minutes. So whenever you change your time frame, the volume profile changes with it. So that's the nice thing. That's how you can use this tool to scalp. There's no volume in those candles here. It's crazy. Yeah, I think we can see that the market might do something like this and then sell off. Either small, yeah, probably smaller. So it will probably sell off of this level here. And then adjust to take profit, because I think this level is completely enough. But it also could just go for it now, because it clears the low. If it clears the low, then it's good for sell. We just want to see a little, like the clearance of this candle, 16 seconds. We want to see a little push up, and then you could execute here the trade as well. So yeah. Should I take it or not? Just with a small lot size for the fuck of it. Where's take profit inputs? 5, 6, 1. No. I mean, it's starting, like, I think today is more like a speech meeting minutes. I don't know what to expect of it. Maybe the first goal was better. No, today's news are not as volatile. Just wanted to see something quick. Motherfucker. Sorry. I got stopped out by the news there. Let's go back to your USD. Well, looks like the news are not as bad for the dollar. Oh, still fighting for it though. Well, let's see. It's crazy that they're not as bad for it right now. Yeah, my entry was at, what was it? 596. 5964, that was my entry on my phone. Enter with a small lot size. We'll show it to you, but let's see that it's blue numbers right now. Oh, here. So it's up 13 bucks right now. I went in with a 0.3 lot size, so $3 per pip, because I don't want to ruin my money. It's not on a demo, it's on a real account. But because of that spike in on the other trade, I'm down 200 right now. But it's all right. 214 to be exact. Good start of the year. First trade I took with that real money account. Stop loss hit. Gotta bring good luck for the new year. So it is what it is. So let's go to take profit, baby. Yeah, doesn't want to. What's that? 19 pips? Yeah. Getting close.
I noticed myself when I put a trade on and it's like a, let's say, over 20 pips move. It's most of the times a hard trade to take. Do you have any tips on that?
Well, I know that there's people trading just with 10 pips take profit and 10 pips stop loss. So maybe back test it with a lower take profit and lower, like, so that the risk to reward is still good, but lower take profits, or you can open multiple trades, split up the lot size, and just see what happens with it. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a 1 point lot size, you can do it in 3 trades, or if you do have a 0.6 lot size, then you can do 0.2 per trade, and then you at least secure some profits. I would, if you can, always work with multiple take profits. I don't know what they do, so I don't know what they announced. Is there some numbers yet? Let's refresh the website quick. So we was at 1 to 1.2, but I didn't take it. 1771. That's where my take profits at. That's why I entered with a small lot size, because I only risk 0.01, not even 0.012% of my account right now to make 0.24. So it's not that big of a deal. But let's see quick what the others things said.
No.
It's a joke. Told you. Probably go down and react at those levels. Look at that S&P, like reacted straight off that level. Didn't take that one though. But it was a close call with the stop. Yeah, no, S&P and stuff like that is for me way too risky to trade on news. Because of the contract size and everything. So rather look into it with Forex. So we'll see what happens. If you guys got any more questions, let me check the chat. Oh, if I can send the setup in the group. Yeah, I can send it, but you know, if you want to understand this tool, you would have to watch the boot camp of Anastasia. So you can use it like the way I explain it to you, but take it always with a grain of salt. You know, I'm not an educator yet. I just try to provide the value that I got out of it. So it's in the FRX channel. So
you are a financial advisor, right?
I'm not.
Just kidding, bro.
I'm not.
See
you got Gio, see you Raul. Oh, Raul's already gone. Yeah, if you guys want to watch this quick for a couple minutes, let's see how the news play out.
I'm gonna look into the volume indicator more.
Yeah, if you need help with that or got questions, for sure ask. But I will suggest you know, if you want to go with that smart money and volume, like the FRX package, that's what I'm doing too.
Yeah, and also
because it's more my type of trading. So that's what I decided for me to do. Oh, you really put in the stop loss at GP. You really stopped me out there. Now he's dropping. I got stopped out by, is that 714? I got stopped out by just a couple of pips. 13 pips. Too bad. But it is what it is. Re-entry coming.
But don't you think like days when the news are on, you put a trade on Euro USD?
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I traded GBP NZD, so I thought, you know, it will be fine, but it looks like it got I don't know, but it still got affected by it. Like the big push came here, like this spike candle at 8.
Yep.
But I already got pushed out earlier.
Isn't the Euro USD pair not too stable to put trades like this on that?
Well, on news days, my stop loss was too small. It was 45 pips, should have been more. Another lesson learned, like don't trade on news days.
I know you cannot do that.
No, but not in the even link. Like secure the trade. Plus, my trade was already up 0.5%. And I didn't secure it because I just didn't want to have a one-to-one trade. So we'll see. But you see how it reacts off of the levels, like off of the volume, like where it was traded a lot. Like the market was like kind of like in a barrier to move higher than this volume up here. It's like protected. We'll see what plays out. I mean, the news are not done yet. Let's see what the currency strength says. Yeah, you see euro is strong. It got stronger. British pound got strong. That's the thing, like on GBP NZD.
Yep.
But it is what it is.
There aren't specifically rules on what point it is going to react on, because you put the volume indicator on every hour, but it can also react on the volume from 5 hours ago.
Yeah. So the bolt lines that go to the right side, so the bolt lines are the ones that I extend to the right side until the market reacts, and then they cut off. So you can see here, it's going till the market comes to that point. And like the thin lines are like where it was developing. And you can see like when it touched it, like it reacted off it as well.
Okay.
So you can extend that to see where the market can react to. So for example, here, you could extend it this one, and then the market reacted for a nice little buy. This was too high. It's like I said, I'm still playing around with it a little bit. But yeah, like I was saying, this market is really tough and consolidating. Oh, you're welcome, Ali. It's always nice that he calls me Mr. Chris. Kind of like it.
Nah,
I don't know. So, like I said, I'm leaving this trade open. I have what's my stop loss? I have like 8 pips. 96260. Yeah, I got like a 13 pip stop loss, so like 0.02% risk just to have a good trade and show you that, you can trade during news, but this is a news meeting, so this will go on. Oh, as you can see, it gets tweeted, like the infos get tweeted. This was at 6.
It says provides next to no information, no discussion.
Yeah. So this could just be like, this is just a meeting. So this could not be anything too big. So we're selling to buy the market actually, because this is a buy I would be looking at. And then if the market actually pushes up further, those above here would be the levels I would sell. So we'll see how it plays out. Any questions left? Because if not, I would close the session, because this could take a while. If it's just a meeting, they don't announce anything. Because I thought they might announce anything big. Here, I watched the 1062 level for sales according to 5 minute and 1 minute. So 1602, yeah, it's kind of like the same level we were looking at, just a little bit above. Like 0.02. That's 12 pips above our level. So he was looking at this level here. We have our stop like this level here. So our stop is good. We'll see how it plays out. I need to charge my laptop now though. So I'm going to stop the recording. And one thing I want to say, do not trade news.
Yeah.
This is just for educational purposes.